A bit of venom, like we talked about getting out of body in the silver cord and asking, like, if you just sort of consciousness shift and everything, like, if you don't have a cord, isn't that remote viewing? And I would say the whole thing with, let's say, astral projection, getting out of body, dreaming, lucid dreaming, remote viewing, and every label we put on what we're capable of, I think it's like misleading us from the truth. I don't know the truth, to be honest. But what I know is, like, let's say if I focus on something, I'm gonna see it, and it's gonna be as real as possible. If I like, oh, here's my hand, and now I hold an apple. Here's the apple, is kind of a bit greenish and red, and it's pretty cool. And so I will feel the juiciness, I will feel the taste, I feel the smell and everything. You know, like, for me, it's like 100% real. And some people are like, okay, just gonna close my eyes or like focus, and boom, they're in another planet. They're like doing something else. And the whole thing with, oh, it's remote viewing. Oh no, your consciousness shifting. Oh no, you're getting out of your body. A lot of words and a lot of confusion. And none of us know what the hell is going on, except that we're seeing everything full blown 100%. We're feeling, hearing, experiencing all this stuff, and it's real as can be. And it's not just remote viewing. For me, like, a lot of those labels, yeah, it's easy to call it something, and then, like, this is what the world describes it to be, this is what the world defines it, so pretty cool, let's just call it that, and remote viewing is this and this is that, and so, like, it cannot be otherwise because it by definition is this. No, fuck definition. Like, it English language, and not just English, a lot of languages in the world here, it's getting in the way. Like, naturally, when you're out there in the multiverse, when you're out of body, when you're remote viewing or whatever the fuck you're doing, or if you're just imagining or visualizing things, all of a sudden, without talking, you get knowledge, you get information, you're not even trying, but you start knowing things. And you're literally like, that's consciousness. You look at yourself, you look at the consciousness, you're the God, and you pull it out of yourself. And that's it. And so, we don't have to like, oh, I'm gonna remote view and, oh fuck, I can't remote view because by definition is this. Fuck definitions. Like, every one of you is capable of so much. It's just that a lot of labels of what we call things is getting in the way. Yeah, getting out of body, you have to see your physical body fall asleep, you have to feel like you're literally getting out and now you're seeing yourself. That's not out of body. Fuck out of body. Like, literally, you're here, sitting, or whatever the hell you're doing, you're watching my stream, and you're like, okay, relax. Think of your favorite place in the world. It might be the park. It might be the bench where you have met your girlfriend or boyfriend. It might be that specific place. It might be the perfect restaurant. It might be the beach. It might be the campfire. Think of that one place that you love so much. And for a moment, allow yourself to relax. Let's say, okay, little campfire. You just drove there with the little RV. It's in the hills, there's a little forest out there, mountains, river, and everything. And you're like getting out. It's a little nice view. You have a campfire, you sit down, you have your marshmallows or your wieners or whatever, and you're like, damn, this is so good. And as you're sort of closing your eyes and visualizing that, it's real. You tune into it. Consciousness shift, quantum jumping, out of body, lots of labels to explain one thing. You're there and what you're experiencing is real as can be. And each and every one of you can do that. Absolutely everyone can do that. And if we start putting labels, we just start fucking with our heads. Because like, oh, by definition it's this, and I can't do that, so you start limiting yourself. Fuck the limit. I'm more expressive because it's pissing me off, because I'm seeing how, even I'm in my own ways, I'm explaining things that might misguide people. I call it out of body, when everything we're doing is real. You close your eyes, or you are fully open, and you start seeing stuff, you hear stuff, you feel stuff. And it's all real. And the more labels we have, the more we're just sort of misguiding ourselves and limiting, oh, it's by definition is that, so I can't do that, and now I can't get out of body. No, you can. Think of your best place, and boom, you're there, and you see the whole view. And so for me, man, I'm so happy that I can do it. I'm so happy, and I think everyone else, literally, if if it's some event in your life that was important or was somewhere more memorable. For some it might be the South Pole. For some it's, for me it's Sequoia Park. Even the getting out of the LAX airport and being the first time in America. And I can sort of like just put myself there, like, wow. I just get out and there's so many different people. And there's the sounds like I've never heard before. Like, like in America, roads have little kind of bumps, so like the cars goes and they go bum 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 bum. And I'm like, whoa, I never heard that before. And so for me it's like exciting. So every single sound, the smells, the city, the whole everything, like, wow. And I'm there. I put myself there. I know what it looks like. I see the bus stop. I see the different cars. And like, this is so cool. Oh, look, another, like a license plate. And the thing is, all of you can try it right now. If one of you can have some sort of visuals, find a friend. It's like one of you sit down in your house, in your apartment, and just chill and sort of visualize things and start going outside in the street, reading the license plate of a car that you haven't seen before. And have your friend stand next to that car, on the phone or whatever, and read it off, see if it's correct. And see how many of you consciousness shift, visualize, remote view, whatever the fuck you're doing that we put labels on, you go there and you get it right. And you're doing it for real. It's not just imagination, it's not just fucking label. You're doing it for real. And that for me, it's magic. That is so freaking cool. And every one of you can do that. And I don't know, like for me, that's the most exciting thing in the world right now. So with that, like, we're talking about like putting labels, calling it remote viewing, calling it Ubi and whatever. And enough, it's good to define it, or more like, well, this is what we sort of can understand a little bit, but it's more than that. It's just like, we're just like sort of stepping on the way. And I've been sort of repeating myself, saying the same old stuff. Let's just move on.